Hey, I'll make this quick. I had a video prepared, but it was like 12 minutes, and the upload time is looking a bit dangerous to keep with this daily streak thing. Um, so let's get into it. So I could talk about being sick. I could talk about some ChatGPT stuff, but I talked about both of those in the previous episode. So I think what I'll talk about today in this episode is fundamentally I have no idea. I think actually no, I do have an idea. There's a show called Adolescence. I think it's a really great watch. I do recommend everyone watch it. At least if you're 13 plus, or maybe even if you're 13, you should watch. I think it's a really without spoiling it, the premise of the show is that there's this tragic case of where a child I don't know if it's a spoiler. Like person when I went to, I knew the child did the crime, but there's a child commits a crime. He kills a girl his age, stabs her 7 times. And I think what's so interesting is that like throughout the 4 episodes of the limited series on Netflix, you get to see what led to this, right? Because that's not a normal thing, right? Like, why would a 13-year-old kid do that? Like, and it's easy to think, oh, this is a one-off case, and he's just crazy, possessed by demons or something. But I think once you explore, once you go through the 4 episodes, you kind of see like there's a certain pipeline. There are factors that lead into stuff like this. So it may not result in directly killing, like even though it's resulted in a lot of killings for a lot of young women. Um, there is there's a lot of societal factors going into this. I feel like people are noticing them, but are they being addressed? I don't largely think so. Um, I'm gonna leave it there because I just don't want to spoil too much because I can't even spoil that much because like even if it's really just about experiencing it in the first place. But I do think I'll try to keep this short because I don't have that much time in the day. I do think what I like so much about this show is that it shows how important community is. Because it takes a village to raise a child, it also takes a village to fail a child. So I think, sorry, I'm really sick. Actually, not that bad, sick, but like getting better. I think that's something that people have to realize more. I think that's why we need more social programs that even like just invest into kids, be it mentorship or just in getting into clubs. I do not think if you are 13 and you are not in some extracurricular, I think there's something wrong and you should be, right? I think those are stuff that build a lot of skills in kids. Like if you play a sport, it builds discipline, right? Or if you're just any extracurricular in general. So it's like, or work collaboration, stuff like that. It's easy to take for granted, but it does play such a big role. I know, like, even in my life now, like, I'm lucky that I get to notice where a lot of the skills I use come from. Like, oh, okay, I learned from this experience. Now, I approach stuff in this way. So I do think it's a great watch. Maybe in the future episode, I will go more into the show and my thoughts. But for now, I just think I want this to be a recommendation to watch the episode. Besides that, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.